What is a dirty little secret about an industry that you have worked in, that people outside the industry really should know? I worked at a major jewelry company in the US. When we wanted to buy jewelry, we paid what it costs to make the product, material, labor, shipping, plus 10%. I paid around $15 for a pair of 50 diamond earrings. High-volume recruiters spend an average of 10 seconds looking at a resume. Zoos and museums are universally held together with double-sided tape. The size or prestige of the organization doesn't matter either. They put little weights in lipsticks to make them feel more expensive so they can charge more. When the health inspector shows up, a mad scramble happens in the back to clean the kitchen while they start the inspection in the dining/bar area of the restaurant. My billable hours are not the actual hours. Las Vegas casino security. People kill themselves a lot in Las Vegas. They are always snuck out back and guests rarely find out. There is a lot of money spent every year that decides where specific items are placed on grocery store shelves. If you're at a grocery store that's part of a chain, and you look at a shelf and there's an item that's approximately at eye level, I guarantee you that the company that makes that item paid a lot of money to put them there. There's lots of weird psychological tricks that go on in terms of how stores are laid out. I wouldn't say it's mostly a secret, but agency staffing firms churn and burn college graduates who are basically thrown in the wild. The recruiter you worked with may be gone in 6 months, and that's why a lot of ghosting happens. If your business uses an inventory company, your numbers will not be correct. Ex-farmer here. Specifically, I worked at a biocertified one. Since there were no pesticides or herbicides used, every snail, every bug, every mouse had to be killed manually or by having a lot of their natural predators around, i.e. cats. The reason? Nobody buys tomatoes or anything else with snail bites on them. When you go somewhere that has novelty beer dispensers that you and a group can take to your table, just know they are incredibly difficult to clean thoroughly, and there's probably mold in there. The roses you buy at Valentine's Day were harvested around Christmas. It's the worst time of the year to buy roses, and I don't mean because they're more expensive. They're also the worst quality because it's a longer holding time between harvest and use than any other time of the year. Never ever send flowers through an order processing service. Look at the location you're in or sending to, and talk to a florist in that area directly. Don't pick a picture off some external website. Ask the florist what they have and can make that fit your budget. If you're worried, ask them to text you a pic of the completed design. I worked in the moving and storage industry, and if you ever pay movers to pack and move your family, demand an itemized bill and proof of service. These people are out here raking people over the coals. Inflating box counts, charging for services not performed, etc. It's not as bad if it's COD, but if it's a corporate move for your job? Demand it. You might not be paying for it out of pocket, but it's still showing on your income as taxable wages. Special note to say not all companies do this, but all the ones I worked with did. Aerospace has a phrase, get healthy in maintenance. Underbid the contract to win to the work, then they overcharge on the maintenance activities. It's an investment strategy that pays well. Many aerospace sites have cash cows, long-term maintenance contracts that keep the money coming into the site. By the way, this is one of the reasons DoD spends so much. Locksmith here. We can get into any lock/door within 30 seconds. All the posturing and bringing out an impressive toolkit and hammer drill is just showmanship to prolong the call out. 30 seconds flat. Microsoft Excel runs the country. A very popular local bagel shop/bakery I worked at advertised all of our baked goods were homemade, dozens of muffins, Danish, cinnamon rolls etc., and they were not. They all came from Cisco, frozen on sheets. Many customers would rave about the baked goods, saying they were the best they've had. God bless them. Bedbugs are actually incredibly common in hotels. It's just that nicer hotels generally have better means of treating them. Wash all of your new clothes. A very high percent has been worn and returned. You don't get the healthcare you need or deserve unless you advocate for yourself. Same goes for your loved ones. Life coaches need life coaches the most. Whenever you see a high-profile person publishing an opinion piece in a news outlet, 9 times out of 10, they didn't write that. The author came up with a 1 to 2 sentence concept of what they wanted to say. Their second-in-command engaged whoever the ghostwriter is. The ghost created the copy. The high-profile person's number 2 reviewed for necessary changes. The high-profile person themselves reviewed and signed off, and the number 2 engaged marketing people to place the piece in a news outlet. If you see an article from a CEO, a senior VP, a member of an elected body, anyone with status, they don't write their own stuff. This is not inherently bad. Organization leaders are busy, and they have the resources to have a team oversee their public-facing thoughts, so they don't have to worry about it. Still, the opinion pages of just about every news outlet in America, and elsewhere, are populated largely by ghostwriters. Source: I am a ghost. More product hits the floor and then thrown back on the line than you know. Source: worked in a meat packing plant. If OSHA ever pays attention to small breweries, the entire industry is going to be shut down. Edit: me, checking this comment just now. The ice cream machine is not broken. No one put it in its cleaning cycle when it needed to be, so they're locked out of it until they do the whole cleaning process. None of your restaurant food is made with love. Anger and anxiety is what made that muffin, Tina, don't you forget it. There is very little math in investment banking. Trading, however, is different. They put up all kinds of gates to keep people out to choose the best. But all you need is good grooming and arithmetic. I work in childcare. If your child has a milestone first at the center, we don't tell you. Taking first steps is the one that sticks out the most.